So hi everybody, today I'm just finishing up on the last little bits of this removal of this candy post I've just done to one side. I'm going to take this post off here, but I just want you to see what it looks like when it's all done. You see I'm using a little bit of I think they call it machine cloth to finish it up. So that's that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start in on the second one, and to start on the second one, I'm going to go ahead with the cutting wheel in my grinder, and I'm going to slice through very carefully and take it off, and then start grinding it down little by little after that. I've got my safety glasses on, and I've also got the fork clamped down to the workbench, which is going to be really important because I want to use both hands to steady and guide the cutting wheel so I don't make any mistakes. So I think I'm ready to go here. Let's give it a rip and see how it goes. That went pretty easy. This is probably pretty warm, so I'm going to hold it gingerly. Yes, it is warm. Okay, while it's cooling off, I'm going to switch to a different wheel. Now, I could use a grinding wheel, but I have found a much more effective tool for taking metal down. Let me show you what it is. It's called a zirconia wheel, and I've got a couple of them here, different grits. They're discs. They're made of flaps of sandpaper. This one's a coarse one. This one's a little bit finer. I'm going to start with the 24 grit here to sort of take off some material. We'll see how that goes. These are really nice. They cut material quickly. Oops. And you'll see how that goes. This wheel's got a little bit of time on it, but I think it's still going to be okay. And it goes a little something like this. As you can see, they've taken down quite a bit of material already, and it's going pretty fast with this 24 grit. I'm going to keep going, but it's getting to the point where you have to sort of be careful about what you're doing. So first thing I'm going to do is get on the inside here, and there's a little bit extra material here. I'm going to try to get rid of it first before I keep going. Okay, now we are really getting down. Things are going nicely. And we're getting to the point where we're going to have to be really careful about how much material we take away. The one thing you really don't want to do is get in contact with the fork blade itself, because if you do that, you're going to have a flat spot and it's going to show and it's going to be ugly. So I'm going to switch over to the finer wheel now, just to give myself a little bit of a chance.
pretty well.
Huh?
Put that down pretty well.
Yeah. My neighbor Fred's here. He's talking to me. Fred's an engineer, and I think he's impressed with how fast. Have you ever used one of these, Fred? One of these flap wheels? They are stupendous. They are the way to go. They're just, I think they're safer than the hard wheels, and I think they cut faster. They're a little spendy. I think I spent $4 or $5 on this one. This is a pretty nice one, this finer grit one I have here. But it's nice and thick, and I think it's got a kind of a curve. If you can see this, it curves over, so it's going to be a little bit easier to see what I'm doing, I think. So I'm going to ski. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it really takes material quickly. In fact, it's taking it more quickly than the other one, but I'm going to keep going with it. I think we've taken off all we can take off with a power tool, and we're going to switch over to just using a small 6-inch file. Files work pretty well for this material, for steel. You'd be surprised at how quickly this will go. What we're really trying to avoid is getting any kind of little flat spots on the blade itself, just for aesthetic reasons, if for nothing else. So this is going to be sort of an involved process. It's going to go on for a little while. And so I'm just going to be sitting here doing this for a little bit. I think I'll turn the camera off for now. And when I get done here, I'll come back and I'll show you how to finish this up. Okay, so now that we've used the cutting wheel and the flap to grind and the file, next thing we're going to want to use is a piece of, this is a belt sander belt, and so it's sandpaper in a cloth belt, and it's round. And the reason you want to use a belt sander belt is because of this. You want to take down the material using a rounding cut. So because the belt sanding belt will shape to follow the fork blade, you will not get in a flat spots as you would get if you took a piece of sandpaper and brushed across it this way. So this is the tricky little bit that they don't teach you in metal shop class. This is the bit that you have to learn by yourself. So this is actually the part that takes the longest. You have to kind of sit and do this for a while. But it goes pretty quick. As you can see, it's going pretty quick. Fred, how long have we been here? About 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going pretty fast. And so again, it's not a... Some people like to think of this as being a complex process. I don't think so. We're still starting to get down there. It's going slow. I think that's close enough.
Pardon?
I think I have
Are you talking to
gone as far as I'm going to go with that.